To survive as a species, we must work together. There is no plan B for humanity. Written and read by Bernhard Kutzler. To understand where humanity is today and where it can go from here, we must look at the history of this planet. There we see two quantum leaps. The first was from non-life to life, through the emergence of cells. The second was from life to creative/conscious life, through the emergence of humans. The superpower of a cell is survival. As long as all cells used their superpower only for themselves, there was only unicellular life on this planet. When they began to cooperate by combining their superpowers, multicellular life emerged: plants, animals, and eventually humans. The superpower of a human is creativity. We can create behavior that does not come from behavioral programs or cosmic guidance. In my book Consciousness, Its Nature, Purpose, and How to Use It, I explain creativity and how it is connected to consciousness. By using their creativity only for themselves, people are currently behaving like unicellular organisms. They sell their ideas and know-how instead of sharing for the good of the whole. A social program that equates freedom with power keeps us collectively trapped in this selfish and power-seeking mindset. I describe this program in my article, There is Only One True Freedom. When we will start combining our superpower, that is, our creativities, humankind will make a big step from creative to mega-creative life. We cannot imagine today what will be possible for us then. People are already working together today, but mostly not truthfully. Most collaborations are barters and therefore power struggles. The word barter comes from the French word barater, meaning to cheat, deceive. All parties to a barter pursue the same goal, namely, I want from you as much as possible and will give you as little as necessary. Whoever negotiates more skillfully is in a better position or deceives the other party more successfully wins. More about barters in my article, Bartering equals Deceiving. The following example illustrates truthful cooperation. Imagine two people connected by a rope climbing a mountain together. One remains in a secured position while the other climbs up. As soon as the climber has gained enough height, he belays himself and the two swap roles. Many goals are achieved more quickly and safely together. Some goals can only be achieved in this manner. What does it take to work together truthfully? Consider the two climbers. First, they have a common goal. Second, they trust each other. Third, they support each other in achieving their goal. The crux of the matter is trust. Why is it so difficult for us to trust others? In nature, everything is truthful. Therefore, all non-human life forms on this planet trust unconditionally. Even a gazelle trusts a lion, namely that the lion wants to eat it, so it runs away. We can act untruthfully. We can lie. And we do. In addition, there is untruthful behavior coming from social programs. Details are in my article, What is Love and Why Do We Need It? It is, therefore, natural for us to mistrust each other, and that prevents truthful cooperation. But not only that, in any social group, mutual mistrust inevitably leads to power struggles and ultimately to enslavement. Although today we use another word for it, namely dependency. Over time, mutual mistrust creates a global power pyramid in which almost everyone is dependent or enslaved in some form, while a tiny number of people at the top of the pyramid pull the strings. This lack of freedom is against our nature. It creates body states such as anger and fear, and makes us sick in the long term. For details, See my articles, There is Only One True Freedom, and Why is There So Much Aggression? And my book, Being Free, Get Out of the Box. Anyone who accepts their enslavement becomes a Homo automaticus, that is, a functioning human, and cannot survive in the long term. This is a dead end for humanity. People who are courageous enough to join forces with like-minded people and engage in truthful cooperation will establish a new society of free humans, Homo Liber. This is the future of humankind. There are examples of truthful cooperation from which we can learn. The smallest form of human cooperation is when two people work together, such as two climbers or a dancing couple. Other examples are sports teams, such as in soccer or ice hockey, and orchestras. The humanities, such as mathematics, are a long-standing form of truthful cooperation on a large scale. When a mathematician has an idea or insight, he shares it with other mathematicians to check whether it is correct and has value. If so, it becomes accessible to all mathematicians worldwide. Anyone can build on it. In this way, the knowledge of the global mathematical community grows at an enormous rate. The estimated 500,000 mathematicians on this planet are like a huge intellectual mountaineering group, mentally climbing higher and higher together. Since mathematics is the basis for most sciences, this creates a constant stream of new mathematical tools that can be useful in the sciences. In most natural sciences, research is often about applications that make money. The more application-oriented an area is, the more egoistical the scientists become, often to the detriment of progress. Patent law reflects this. You cannot patent mathematical know-how, but you can patent scientific know-how. The largest example of a truthful economic cooperation on a large scale that I know of is the construction company Cree, founded by Austrian builder Hubert Romberg. Hubert is the fourth generation to run a family business with about 4,000 employees. He is a visionary and nature lover. When he looked at the current challenges in the construction industry and the future of construction, he saw the solution in the efficient construction of high-rise buildings made of timber, up to 300 feet high, worldwide. This vision gave rise to CREE, Creative Resources and Energy Efficiency. After years of research and testing, Hubert developed a modular system for timber high-rise buildings and proved the practicability and sustainability with test buildings. However, the economic implementation was slower than hoped. Cree's economic situation became difficult, and Hubert had to expand his vision. His next idea was as simple as it was ingenious and bold. It is what humankind needs for the step to mega creative life. He shares his ideas and know-how with other construction companies. If I have an idea or know-how, and I give it to someone else, then we both have it. We have doubled it and used nothing in the process. Know-how is an infinite resource from which abundance arises, if we share it. All we have to do is see it and live it, and then we will enable global survival. Hubert Romberg. Hubert expanded Cree into a network with partner companies from all over the world. Each partner receives the entire Cree know-how. In return, they must share everything they learn from their projects. For me, the most impressive example of the power of this approach came from the Japanese partner. They made the Cree system earthquake and typhoon proof, because the Japanese market demands it. This means that all Cree partners worldwide can now build earthquake and typhoon proof timber high-rise buildings, without having to develop this know-how themselves. The Cree Collective creates a swarm know-how at a speed that a single company cannot achieve. Cree is the largest construction collective in the world and currently has 20 partners in 16 countries, from Japan and Europe to the USA and Canada, as of May 2024. With Cree, Hubert Romberg shows how truthful cooperation works on a large scale. One can apply this approach to other industries. If we are to have a future as humanity, we must truthfully cooperate on a large scale in all areas. The age of creative unicellular entities is over. The age of the mega-creative Homo Liber has begun. The British philosopher and mathematician Bertrand Russell recognized the need for this over 50 years ago. The only thing that will redeem humankind is cooperation.